So Art is also just a very bright guy and a very, say, proactive. He is deciding from prison, okay, life sentence is what he got. And we won't say what happened to Art, but because it's a spoiler. But he got a life sentence, and he decides, all right, despite that, I'm going to try and reach out to lawmakers, policymakers, all these people on the outside who need to understand this thing, this phenomenon, this way that this system is creating its own, is an engine, like the way foster care is an engine, in his mind, powering the carceral system.
Yeah.
It is pumping out future inmates in Art's mind. And I think that there's really something to that. And it was the same question I was wondering about.
That doesn't mean you need to leap into conspiracy theory that like there's also some big cabal trying to.
Oh, not at all.
Right. I can see people going in that direction.
Oh, no,
it's like,
no.
It's, without any intention, this is happening.
Correct.
Yeah. In fact, probably the opposite intention. This is happening.
I think that most people involved with this system are entirely well-intentioned.
Yes.
I think that the system was created in the 19th century out of good intentions for what do we do for kids who have no family who can care for them. It is originally conceived, as a saving system. It is a well-intended thing. The problem with foster care is, okay, in 1890, whatever, right. But now, in the last 20 years, we, American society, we have learned an enormous amount about brain development, particularly youth brain development. And that is the problem, that foster care as a system, structurally, it is not aligned structurally with what we now know about what all humans need to develop in a healthy way.
Yeah.
That is the issue, that the structure of foster care, despite its stated aims of permanence, is really the experience is one of impermanence, right?
Exactly.
You're moved around. These people change. If you're a lawyer, your foster parent, your social worker, your therapist, everyone's different.
Your CASA advocate.
Different. Your mom was a CASA.
Oh, good job. How do you know that?
Reporter, dude. People change in your life. It's all about impermanence. The system is not aligned. It is structurally built around impermanence, which is not helpful to healthy brain development.
No.
So that is the thing, like an inherent fault, an inherent problem built into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So people go, Claudia, what should happen here, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a policymaker. I'm not an advocate, just a writer. But I do have a thought or two.
Yeah.
Please tell me also, even, in the book, there are many people saying minimally, if you left every single kid in every single abusive situation that exists currently, the outcome will be better.
There are people saying that.
There are people saying that.
There are people saying the opposite.
Right. I know when my mom was a CASA person, she said the priority is to get the kids with their family. That is the priority.
Regardless of what's up with the family sometimes.
Yeah, and my mom saw all these. I mean, there couldn't be a harder situation societally.
Pretty difficult.
You're talking about leaving a kid in a house where they're going to get molested or beaten or maybe killed. Fuck.
So this is the thing. Okay. Most kids who come into foster care, it's not because of abuse, and it's not because of sexual abuse either. It's because of neglect.
Okay.
It's called neglect, right? This is the sort of majority reason on every kid's
admission form.
Right. So neglect can look a lot like poverty. Kid shows up at school in the same dirty clothes for 2 weeks and never has, food at lunchtime, and a teacher is going to make a phone call, or kid is left at daycare, the parents never show up. Yeah. Somebody's going to make a phone call to CPS. Like, what's up with this kid's family?
And if you visit the house and there's 3 little kids and no parents around.
You visit the house, there's no food in the refrigerator. The lights aren't on. Maybe there is no house, right? Maybe they're homeless. You're not supposed to take kids from their parents because of homelessness, but it happens all the time.
Yeah.
And you can understand why it would. So yes, too many kids have been taken into foster care because just because you're poor doesn't mean you don't love your kids. And maybe there surely are some parents who are on the margins, do not have the means to support their kids. And if we supported people more, families more, we wouldn't be taking their kids into foster care, right? If we help people keep the lights on, have housing stability.
Some basic stuff.
we wouldn't be compelled to take their kids into foster care. Okay, so yes, make the system smaller, use the savings that you're not giving to foster parents now for family preservation services, more mental health, substance abuse treatment, all stuff. There are kids who cannot be safe at home.
Really quick, I don't want to say the number because no one would know it off the top of their head, but there's 400,000 kids in foster right now. Yeah.
Which is down from even a couple of years ago because everyone goes, oh, foster care is such a damaging system. So we are, yes, the priority is keep them with their families however you can.
Yeah.
Say you did these things, but there certainly are kids who are being sexually abused or tortured at home and cannot be safe at home. Okay, so you have a smaller system that is just focused on those kids, these extreme cases. You've given more services. This is like a dreamy hypothetical.
Yeah.
You've given more services to their biological families. Okay, so some kids are staying at home more safely. The system itself is smaller now. Maybe it has 200 or 300,000 kids in it, or maybe 100,000. But the system is a housing system, right? It is essentially, you got a bed, you'll be fed, right? It needs to be a healing system.
Yeah.
It obviously needs to be conceived as a rehabilitative system because we know that every single kid in there has undergone really damaging trauma, even if it is merely the trauma of being removed or ripped away from their biological parents who they love and forgive, even for neglect, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Even if the kid should have never been taken into foster care, and if you just help their family, right, and they love their family, and maybe they'll be reunited, but that kid is in foster care and has severe trauma from being removed and then moved around to all these people that they don't connect with because they can't connect because they're going to be moved.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a housing system. That's sort of we'll keep you housed until you're 18 and then thanks, goodbye.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah.
It is not working.
Yeah.
It needs to be a rehabilitative system and not like psychotropic drug cocktails, which is what we do. So Marianne and most of the kids in the book have been drugged since they were little kids with this combination of like antipsychotics and antidepressants and drugs to sleep and anti-anxiety and, drugs
benzo fucking addict.
These drugs were never designed for use on children and children are taking like 4
Big
or 5
doses.
like
A
cocktails.
cocktail.
And that's the healing.
Yeah.
Okay, so no.
Yeah.
And then they go and they sell drugs and people are like, oh, put them in jail. It's like, what? They've been...
Also, then you're 18 and you're cut off and you don't have your meds anymore, maybe.
Exactly. You need it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's what I've been saying for a very long time. I want you to evaluate this theory. And when you look at these numbers, this is a fiscally responsible approach. Like if you added up what 25% of the prison population costs a year, if you added up what homelessness in LA costs in San Francisco, you're talking on the order of hundreds of billions of dollars at this point. We're spending $31 billion a year on foster care. The prison system's insane. So if you could approach Congress and just go like, hey, I'm here to save you $50 billion, but here's how it works. If you are unlucky enough to be born into a house that you have to be removed from, you should be then lucky enough to go to Hogwarts. I think that our foster care should be a place you die to go to with the greatest services and the best healthcare professionals. And it should be all hands on deck. Let's save this group of people and let's spend a fucking fortune doing it. And that is going to save us money downriver. This would be like half the cost to take these incredibly unlucky kids and make them the luckiest kids immediately. Like that's to me what the approach should be. Is that flawed or impossible? Or
It's not flawed. And so one thing that has really surprised me. So in general, the response to this book has been like, yes, this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
But there are some people who have not felt that way and who have written to me, including researchers who have built their whole career on researching foster care, who have said to me, it's not that many, but it's a couple, and it has stuck out to me. Hey, there are some kids you can't do anything for. This one researcher who, is a very credible person, wrote to me and said, there's like 18%, so, roughly 20% of 18% of kids that are chronically criminally involved, and it's too late for them.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the only person who said that to me.
Yeah.
I am shocked. Maybe you feel that way.
Yeah.
I'm kind of offended by that attitude.
Yeah.
And I saw through the reporting in this book that need not be true. Even with Marianne, who got this chance. I don't want to give away the end because there's actually like a narrative arc to this book. She got this chance after being sentenced and sent to adult prison when she was a teenager, adult women's prison, Washington State. There was a chance because there was a new law, and it allowed for people charged and convicted as adults when they were minors to be in a youth facility until they're in their mid-20s. The thinking being brain development, youth facility, more oriented toward therapy, education, right? A more therapeutic environment. Wouldn't this be better than putting teenager directly into snake pit prison?
Where she falls in love with an inmate immediately, 11 years older than her, 2 doors down.
in prison. She gets this reprieve.
Yeah.
After a year in prison, she is sort of in the first cohort to experience this new law. And she is sent to a youth facility, even though by this point she's 20 years old. So I visited her there a lot. And I saw a change.
Really?
A clear change.
Wow.
I don't want to say then what happened because that is a spoiler. But I will pivot to another person in the book who his name is Jay. He's a foster kid in New York City. He has been kicked out or dropped out of 3 high schools. He lands at his 4th high school. This is a kid lugging his stuff around New York City in a garbage bag, his clothes, his food, his birth certificate. Like this is literally a garbage bag. He lands at his 4th high school. He's, I think, 17. Nobody thinks he's going to even get a high school diploma. It sure doesn't look like it. He connects with this 23-year-old youth advocate at this Last Chance High School. She's 23. She's not some highly trained, credentialed therapist, anything like that. Her job is get the kids over the finish line. Get them to graduation. That's
Get
it.
them off our desk.
Whatever it takes, right? So this kid, Jay, is very gang involved. And one reason he doesn't go to school ever is because he's always afraid of getting jumped by a rival set. In fact, he has been jumped and nearly killed and landed in the hospital. He has also assaulted other people. He's heavily involved.
Yeah.
He connects with this youth advocate. He explains. He's this huge dude, tatted, massive, weeping in her office. She's 23 years old. She doesn't, she's like, oh my God. Right.
Yeah.
But they connect. And their connection is merely Jay coming by her office once or twice a week, and they look at Google Maps and they decide a new route to school. You can go this way. You could go this way. You could go this way. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not some
Pretty minimal.
Right. It's not a deep thing, right?
Yeah.
They do that 9 months. Jay gets his high school diploma. Right before this book was published, I watched him defend his dissertation and be awarded a PhD. This is a kid, right? Like, this is a kid no one thought would graduate high school. He's now a professor on a tenure track.
He was already violent.
He had been.
Yeah.
And he
I'm
was
just
able to
saying,
course correct. Yeah, you're saying it's a possibility.
And Mary Ann, like,
It could happen. It can happen.
Yes.
Will it happen with every single kid?
Right.
No.
Right. Of
But what are you
course
going to
not.
do?
it's
Say
just
no
proof
to
of
everyone
concept.
because it's not going to work for every single person? Doesn't like I hate that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If it doesn't pencil out, don't
Yeah.
bother.
If it worked for 10% of the kids.
Right. If it worked for exactly, I'll take it. Right.
Yes.